Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the State of the Market Live. This is 20th episode and it is July 1st, 2022. So today is the first day of July expiry series. And let's see how Nifty and Bank Nifty are positioned for the next month. So the past 1 month, let's just recap what has happened since June, beginning of the expiry, that is from May 27th. So May 27th. So May 27th was, this is the first day when we saw the first day of June expiry. This is where we were on 27th. This is where we were. Now, we have considerably gone down during the mid of the June, and then we kind of retraced 50% and we are exactly trading there. So if you need to assess where we are trading in the previous month, we need to see exactly at what level we are kind of trading. Let's just have a look. So we will kind of draw a small Fibonacci, which will tell us at what level we are kind of trading in the June month. You see that we are trading right near the middle, not at the middle, but near the middle of the June expiry. This means in the past 1 month, we have traded a range of 16,800 to 15,200. Now, within this range, you see why we are struggling below the 50% retracement. That means if you just mark a line of 50% retracement here, so this was the last monthly expiry day, 26th was monthly expiry day. On 27th, we went up and then we came down. Let's remove this so that we have a clarity on where we are. So exactly if you see the gap, this zone coincides with the gap during the first half of this month, first half of last month. That is in July. In June, we have traded in the first half above the 50% retracement. And now we are trading below the 50% retracement. Now, what the market is going to do in July is paramount. During the initial days of a series, you need to have a broader view of where the market will likely trade. So the potential trade area that we can look for in July is this one. This is the first option. However, if we trade below this zone, if we are going to trade below this zone during the month, we have to come out of that long bias. So when you are trading the market, when you are going into trading every day, you need to understand what is the location of your trade. So basically, today, if you see, my first day today is going to look for a location in this zone. This is the first area where I will be focusing because SGX is indicating a move somewhere here. So I will be looking for this zone. And if there is a fall, this is the zone I will be looking for. And if there is a rise, this is the zone I will be looking for. Now, why am I marking zones like this? Because these are the potential areas where the market can go and look for new players. This is very important. Every expiry means the business is reset. Every time the business is reset, this happens on a weekly basis also. However, a monthly expiry is very important from the perspective of long-term players. That is large players. Large players generally reset during the month ends and mostly during the quarter end. If you see, June was also the quarter end. That is the first quarter end. Now, they will be ready for new results during July and August, and they will reset their expectations and they can reset the market moves The entire later half of the month went on understanding inflation, understanding the impact of Fed rate hikes, RBI rate hikes, and other things. Now, all large players will reassess their expectations about the market or future expectations from companies. So what they're going to do, they're going to move the market. They're not going to sit here, right? So whether you are an options seller or an options buyer or futures buyer or seller, you need to have these common things in your notebook. If you do not incorporate these things, your thought process is not clean. So remember that. You need to understand the underlying implications of a market. Just looking at charts and fundamentals is not enough. You need to logically think through what is going to happen over July. So the potential of going up and going down are equal always. However, you need to look at various probabilities and then assess as the day goes through. Today, if we break around this level, if we break around 832, let's remove this so that we can again redraw. So if the market breaks above this zone of 830 to 860, I am going to be positive and I will look for a break of 951. I will look for a break of 15,951. And mostly in July, I think we may beat this zone. We may look for some positive news. However, if I break this zone, if the market breaks this particular balancing area, that is around 15,579 or 15,522 levels, I will be very careful about the downside. So we cannot for long continue in this range. The market has to either break up or has to break down. So I will look for a broad range of 15,217 and 15,951 for July expiry. So if you are an option seller, you need to strategize accordingly. Now let's look at what to look for today. We have understood what to look for in July. Now let's see what to look for today. So today I'll be looking for a break of this particular zone. I want the market to break at least this zone, which is around 15,925. That is, you can keep 15,925 to 951 zone. And then you should also look for a break of 15,680. This is when I will look for my zone 2. I will look for zone 2. So this is my zone 2. Any move below this level or 15,366, last month I have mentioned you that 360 is a very important level, which if we break, there is a fair chance of coming down. If you see, even on a even if we draw a small trend line, you see that any break of this zone can take us on the downside. However, this week the market has been down. That means you see that the market has been overall, the market has been it is flat or it is a downtrend. So probably we may have an up move. There is a high probability of having an up move, but we need to break 951. Probably this can be done from next week. Or if we come down, we need to look for 366 break for a downside. So this is going to be my zone 1. This is going to be my zone 1. And this is going to be my zone 2. And this is going to be my zone 3. So this is how I am going to look for trades in Nifty futures. Now let's see what is happening in Bank Nifty futures. Bank Nifty also has a similar trend, and Bank Nifty is a bit weak because the contract was rejected right from the gap. So this point, this piece of information is very important. In Nifty, you see that the contract did not venture into gap. That means Bank Nifty tried to be bullish. However, sellers rejected it right from there. So there is a fair chance of Bank Nifty spending time here if it goes up. That means here there are a number of sellers who are not ready to take the market up, probably because of interest rate expectations or whatever it is. Now we need to be careful while trading Bank Nifty in this gap zone. There can be a decent amount of time spent here before going up. Similarly, here we need to look for a broad range of intermittent trading. That means between 33,950 and 32,800, we can spend a lot of time before going below. So we need to look for a break of 32,600 for Bank Nifty to go on the downside. So what are the levels that I need to look for in Bank Nifty? So I will look for a break of, just a minute. I need to look for a break of this zone, this entire zone. Unlike in Nifty, the structure is different here because you see that this entire range is laced with random moves. So we need to break either 33,800 or 32,600. You see that we need to break 33,800 levels or 32,600 levels. So these are the levels we have to break for bringing a trend move in Bank Nifty futures. Let's look at some of the stocks. Let's look at Reliance now. In Reliance, we are still trading in a broad range of the second half of July expiry. Now, in Reliance, we need to break 2544 levels. This is the zone where we can see some kind of breakdown. So around below 2540, we can see again a down move. However, if we are going above this level, we can see some kind of traction in Bank Nifty, which is like 2612. Yesterday, we tried to long in Nifty about 2612, but we couldn't. So any break of this and sustenance about 2675 can lead to a filling of this gap and getting into higher levels. So in July, there is a fair chance of Reliance going up. However, it should not break 2544. So if you want to go long, this is a low cost area, but you cannot enter at 2611. You need to look for levels of 2665 or 75 to find out a profitable trade here with a small stop loss. Other stocks that we need to check, or let's see what is happening in HDFC Bank. In HDFC Bank, yesterday we discussed that will not go anywhere. That's why, you see HDFC being managed very well for the expiry. Bank Nifty remained within a range and we did not fly much in HDFC Bank, and that was of big help. So today, any move below 1338 can take us back to these levels, 1321 levels, and we need to stay above 1349 or 1360. This is the zone above. We need to stay basically above the gap zone. We need to stay above this gap zone because we have spent small time there. So if it is not enough, it may come down and spend time in this zone on the downside. If this acts as a base, and if we stay above 1349, we can go to higher levels towards 1372 in HDFC Bank. Let's look at what is happening in HDFC. In HDFC, the situation is a bit similar. So we see that both HDFC and HDFC Bank are acting in a similar way. That means they are being boxed between this gap zone. You see this? So this gap zone should act as a positive. And if we want to take a long trade, you need to stay long only about 2180. You should not go long at lower levels. And below this zone, it can become very negative. So below 2144, you can go for a short with a stop loss at 2160. However, that risk should be defined well and it should meet your capital size. That is more important. So before leaving, let's look at what SGX is doing. It is going, it's not going anywhere. So it is still trading in a range, a broad range of 15,600 and 15,900. So probably we can have another boring day before going for a trend from Monday. However, on Fridays, what happens is most of the positions get shifted to the next expiry, and there is a fair chance of a trend move happening in Nifty. So you need to open till pre-open to see where they are opening the market. That's all for today, guys. Trade safely and have a great Friday. Bye-bye.